Welcome to Othership Learn and Breathe. First, we're going to dive into some breathwork knowledge, and then buckle up as we're going to put it to practice with a session from our app. You can always skip ahead to the session itself. And if you like what we're putting out there, then don't forget to give us a follow and subscribe. Thank you, and have an awesome journey.
CO2.
CO2.
Carbon dioxide.
Carbon dioxide.
That toxic byproduct of its fellow life-giving gas, oxygen. Right?
Yeah.
Wrong. CO2 is an absolutely essential gas. Some research even suggests that it's more so than oxygen.
Okay, so let's break this down. Yes, oxygen is the fuel that provides our body with that life on a moment-to-moment basis. But what most of us do not know is that carbon dioxide must be present in order for the transfer of oxygen to take place from our blood to our muscles, to our organs, to our brain. Our blood is, yes, it's always fully saturated with oxygen. That is the easiest part, just with the breathing aspect. The hard part is getting enough CO2 in there so that the oxygen can actually be delivered as that fuel.
So it's like a chaperone almost.
Mm-hmm.
So when there's not enough CO2 present, we're sluggish. We have brain fog. We can't focus. Our physical performance is low and suffers. We're agitated. We might have some cravings. You might not be able to sleep. There's so much here. Essentially, it's just throwing your body out of stasis and into the sympathetic because the pillar of our biochemistry is not balanced. And because it's not balanced, all these sacrifices have to be made.
So why do so many of us not have enough CO2? Overbreathing. When we overbreathe, too much carbon dioxide is expelled from our lungs, causing the hemoglobin in the blood to hold on to the lungs.
This is called hypocapnia. Science here. So as counterintuitive as it may seem, the urge to take bigger, deeper breaths when we're stressed out or during physical exercise or even to calm down effectively reduces oxygen even further. So the main thing you have to do is just breathe slowly, people.
So that's really the main point there. CO2 is so crucial in doing just that, but it can also dilate your airways and blood vessels. This allows blood and oxygen to travel more efficiently and effectively throughout your body. This is really important for people with high blood pressure, but it's important for everyone really.
It also helps to regulate the pH levels in your body. Because of stress, diet, pollution, most of us have really acidic bodies, and acidic bodies equals disease and illness.
Finally, and this is a really big one, increased levels of CO2 has shown to profoundly reduce fear and anxiety. This is a really big one, but how the heck is it doing this? So the ultimate underlying fear that we all face on a very physical level is the need to breathe.
Yeah.
That nagging need to breathe is activated from a cluster of neurons at the base of the brainstem called chemoreceptors.
So how this is supposed to work is that when we're breathing too slowly, carbon dioxide levels rise. And the chemoreceptors monitor these changes, and then it sends alarm signals to our brain, telling our lungs to breathe faster and more deeply.
But with our fast-paced lives, we're stressed out, we're living up in our heads, there stems this miscommunication between these chemoreceptors and our amygdala and the rest of the brain. So we hold on to our breath unwittingly. And then when we hold on to our breath, we start fighting for that breath when the CO2 rises. So panic, anxiety, more stress induces, which brings out even worse breathing habits, and then there creates this negative feedback loop, just one informing the other, this downward spiral.
So what we're discovering is that anxiety at its very root is a psychological problem. Actually, no, I have that wrong. It's not a psychological problem, it's a physiological problem, and that can be greatly mitigated simply by conditioning the chemoreceptors and the rest of our brain to become more flexible and adaptable to the CO2 levels in our body. And we can achieve that by intentionally breathing slowly and gently.
Okay, so there's lots of information there. The main takeaway here is that CO2 is a crucial gas that we need in our bodies to maintain optimal health. We achieve this mainly by breathing less, becoming aware of your breathing habits, the good ones and the bad ones. Awareness is the first step. Breathing slowly, gently, softly, and breathing in through your nose rather than through your mouth.
Welcome to your 10-minute slow-mo breath if you want to activate the rest and relax response of the nervous system, this is the session for you. Think about when we're stressed. We breathe often, we breathe heavy, we breathe shallow, we breathe tightly, we breathe through our mouths. So here we'll be doing the opposite. We'll be deliberately slowing down the breath, softening the breath, quieting the breath, so as to engage the relaxing state of the nervous system, the parasympathetic. This is a version of Buteyko breathwork, a science-based breath style that gives us control over our nervous system by slowing the pace of our inhales and exhales. So begin by finding yourself in a comfortable position, either sitting or lying down, headphones on. And for now, just noticing the quality of your current state of breath. Just tune into your breath as it is right now, without changing it, just noticing its qualities. Is it deep? Is it shallow? Is it constricted, labored? Just noticing what you can from the breath, and where in the body you notice it. Now, begin to deliberately slow down your breath, slowing down the speed of the air as you inhale and exhale, gently softening the breath, gently quieting the breath as you breathe in and out through the nose. Slow it down. Slow it down to the point that you'd like to take in more air. It should feel good though, so no need to push it past the point of comfort. But can you bring it to that edge? Can you slow it down to the point that you'd like to take more air in? And can you rest in that feeling? Slow it down to the point that you feel that deprivation of air and rest in that feeling. Tune into it. Breathe into it at a rhythmic and regular pace, slowly, gently, quietly. Follow this breath. Cover every moment, every sensation of the breath with your awareness. Feel the air slightly colder as it comes into your nose, and on the exhale, ever so slightly warmer. Can you breathe it in through your nose so quietly, without a sound made? Can you breathe this air so slowly, almost as if the fine hairs within the nostrils do not even move? You're tuning into this airflow as it comes into your nose, and tuning into the airflow as it leaves your nose, breathing ever so slightly, tuning into the subtleties. You're tuning into the sensations that this gentle breath induces. You're tuning into the relaxed response being activated by this breath. Where do you feel this? Do you notice an increase in saliva production? Do notice a shift in body temperature? Are your thoughts quieting? And do you feel that air hunger as you breathe ever so slower? Let it feel good. You're building up the crucial carbon dioxide in the body by breathing so slowly. CO2, it turns out, is not a waste product. It's absolutely crucial for the body. Oxygen is useless without it. The transfer of oxygen from blood to tissue is capable only in the presence of CO2. So feel that air hunger. Notice that this sensation is the building up of CO2 tolerance. You're making your body more tolerant to this crucial gas. Breathing slowly through your nose. So softly, so subtly, noticing every nuance. And when your mind wanders, you can just gently bring it back to your breath. The whisper quiet intake and outflow of air. The ever so softly rising and falling of the belly. That slow flow coming in through the nose. Notice how at this pace the air has time to accumulate, to ruminate in the nose, in your nasal cavity. Visualizing that through this gentle breath, you're building up nitric oxide in the nasal cavity. The lighter you breathe through your nose, the higher concentration of nitric oxide you're breathing into your lungs. This is opening up the airways, improving the ventilation, dilating blood vessels, improving blood flow, relaxing your entire system. Follow this beautifully gentle breath, breathing so calm, so soft, so quietly. So much stillness in this breath. Carbon dioxide building up, oxygen saturating, nitric oxygen building through this calm, soft, and quiet breath. This breath, which is turning off the alert, the active, the on-edge responses, and activating the restful, the relaxing, the calming response. Tuning into the breath and quieting all other thoughts. Beautiful job. Bringing back a more regular pace to your breath, while keeping some inward attention as you come back into the room, gently opening your eyes, giving a stretch, and feeling a smile arise from inside as you reflect on the wonder you've just done for yourself. How do you feel? How do you feel differently from when you entered into this practice? Notice it, regard it, and attest it to your own power, the power of your breath. You've activated your relaxed response, and you've built up your CO2 tolerance So know that as you go throughout your day, that perhaps you're breathing a little slower, a little quieter, a little softer. Thank you.